Welcome to the Martial Arts Today show. And today's show has a different format. We have our regular segments, but we're going to cover some of the highlights of the China-America International Martial Arts Team and their tour in the People's Republic of China. I have one of the Chinese t-shirts on right now, and the excitement that took place in this tour with these 4 men and 4 women performing in front of 3,000 people in the city of Xinu and another 2,000 people in the city of Beijing, the capital of the People's Republic of China. It was an exciting tour, and it represented our country, the state of New York, and over 20-some different sponsors in the Utica Valley, Rome area. We're going to go to some of those highlights, but first we're going to go to one of our special segments right now.
Here we see another publicity photo. This time, the team is posing with the weapons that they specialize in and use during their performances in China.
Now to more of the highlights of that educational documentary tape on the China-America International Martial Arts Team's tour in China.
It appears your first stop in China is Shanghai. Can you tell us a little bit about this area?
Well, we found it very intriguing. We didn't follow the normal paths of tourists and went down some of the very far back areas of Shanghai and streets. The people were extremely polite and very courteous, although they didn't speak English.
Can you tell us of any unique experience because you strayed from the beaten path, as they say?
Well, yes, we were drawing attention to the point that 3 bicycle accidents took place on the road where people just didn't watch where they were going and were busy watching where we were going.
What is it that we're looking at right now?
Some of this is the food display. It's made out of wax to give you an idea what your plate would look like if you ordered it.
Oh, this is fascinating. Now, it looks to you like you are departing from Shanghai. Where are you off to now?
Right now into Xinu, and that's our first city, and this is the area where we're going to do our first performance. Xinu is a fairly young city in China with 1 million people, growing extremely fast. It is the steel city of China.
You mentioned it's a new city. Approximately how many years has it been in existence?
Since 1985, so we're looking at a city that's roughly 10 years old.
I see you're in a meeting right now. Can you tell me a little bit about what's going on at this meeting?
Yes, the gentleman, first of all, to my right is Mr. Thong, and he was the gentleman that was our 24-hour interpreter here in Xinu. This meeting was very important. These meetings were probably as important as the exhibitions themselves. We presented gifts and exchanged ideas regarding our culture, our country here in the United States, and our martial arts philosophy. And they likewise shared their martial arts philosophy with us. Because the people we're talking to here are all martial artists or heads of the phys ed or athletic area for Xinu, and some from the area of Shanxi province. From these meetings, we'd go to hearty meals of eating full little crabs and pigeon soup with the whole body included. It was a very unusual menu of food available to us. It was an experience for each of the team members. You see here the leaders that we met, these individuals, not the athletic heads, but the governmental heads of the city of Xinu and for the area of Xinu in Jiangxi province. Again, these meetings play a very important role.
I see you're presenting gifts at this meeting as well. Do they play an important role during the meeting?
In effect, they do. They show your sincerity and they show your appreciation for their time and professionalism. They presented us with many gifts also. Each individual team member received gifts from these leaders of Xinu, the city of Xinu. This gentleman here, looking at the picture that was presented with a plaque and a frame for it, is the mayor. This man here is the representative of the People's Congress for the city of Xinu. Gifts were presented from the post office here in the United States to those representatives, as well as coin collections and many other things.
Now I see we've moved out of the meetings out to some very, very pretty areas. What area are we seeing right now?
All right, we're on one of the largest fish farms just outside of Xinu that provides fish for food. It's amazing because you watch and you see that they really harvest the fish very much like they used to do hundreds of years ago.
Master Crandall, I see you got a chance to do some fishing as well.
Yes, I did. I got a chance to get down and pick one up myself. Some were surprised, I think, to see that I knew how to pick up a fish. It was a healthy, heavy fish.
Where did you get a chance to go to next after the fish farm?
Well, from there, we did head back to the hotel, which is the North Lake Hotel. But one of the interesting things, as you can see here, is the priority we were given in the vehicles that we were transporting. The sirens, the lights, the man with the arm out in the car in front of us, moving all of the traffic aside.
Master Crandall, this footage that we're viewing right now is of your performance in Shinu. Would you please elaborate on that for us?
Well, as the auditorium filled with people, the excitement really started to mount. The meetings we've been having were performances in themselves, in diplomacy. Now it was a performance of martial arts. And I started off with the reading of President Clinton's letter, which was, through interpretation, read to everyone there in the room. We had roughly 3,000 spectators watching us, and the team sitting across the gym floor was waiting to start our active demonstration of American martial arts.
Master Crandall, is the martial arts demonstration we're about to see that much different from the Chinese form of martial arts?
Yes, it is. Matter of fact, one of the real unique aspects we brought to China was the fact that the American form of martial arts is a blend, much like America itself. So we brought to China some things that they haven't seen that have existed for hundreds of years, not just the few years that America has made its impact in the martial arts. For example, we brought areas of Japanese martial arts as well as Korean martial arts in the performance, and other areas of martial arts from different parts of the world.
What is the Chinese form of martial arts called?
Most often it's identified as wushu. We commonly use the name on TV Kung Fu because of the Kung Fu series and other movies, but wushu is the key term used to identify the Chinese form of martial arts. Right now we're watching Jill Crandall do a kata called Yansak, or consecutive. This form was structured and created by Grandmaster Raymond P.R., who's the master and the president of American King Kwan. I'm very pleased to have an opportunity to mention his name because I really believe, as did the Chinese, that loyalty and dedication to your master and the heads of your school and style is an important factor in the martial arts. And without them, I don't think I would be where I am, nor could I have ever taken this team to China.
I see a demonstration being done right now. Can you tell me a little bit about this form that they are performing?
All right, this is called quad training. It takes the Ippan kumites, which are traditionally Korean, and puts them into a structure that can be practiced, which will enhance the next step, this, self-defense. Taking those same moves, elaborating on them, and coming up with a combination of self-defense techniques. In American King Kwan, which is a blend of many martial arts concepts and styles with its foundation as Taekwondo or Korean, we have the opportunity now to use our hands and our feet equally. This is Sharon Keep on the right and David Phillips. And as you can see, he throws punches, kicks, they're blocked, countered. Next thing you know, she's at the base of the bat. They loved the self-defense in China because it was so impact-oriented. We're going to take a short break now, but we'll be back with more. That was an interesting segment. Right now, though, we're going to go to those highlights I was talking about of the China-America team in the People's Republic of China. As you saw on this table earlier in the show, there's a box. And in this box is eggshell porcelain, one of the gifts presented to members of the team from the people of the city of Shinu. We're going to go right now to some more of the highlights of that educational documentary tape, the coverage of Beijing.
Well, I see the plane has arrived and has taken you to Beijing, also known as Peking, where you will perform at this magnificent dome.
But first, it was to see some of the sights. Thanks to the university that provided us with a team bus, a bus driver, and a translator, we got to see some of the most incredible sights in the world. And the first one was the Great Wall of China, over 6,000 kilometers in length, and the only man-made creation that you can see from the moon. It was just an awesome experience walking this wall, and we took a ton of pictures and had a great time.
As displayed in these next couple of pictures, I see the team's great pride that they have in the United States of America.
Yes, speaking on behalf of the team, I'd like to say we are all very proud to be Americans, and we displayed that. Not only as we walked and talked with the people of China, but also in our meetings. We were not just representing the martial arts of America, but also occupations in the way of life of the Americans. And that was a responsibility we took very seriously. This meeting here, a dinner banquet put on by the University, was with the Vice President of the Beijing University for Physical Education, the head of their Foreign Affairs Department, and the professor and department head for the Wushu section, plus to my right, our interpreter, Hong, H-O-N-G, and she was a super young lady who really took care of us in our tour.
I see something very interesting, the China-America limited edition team pin.
Yes, that team pin was formulated or actually designed in a limited edition by the gold mine in central New York, and we presented that and many other gifts to the representatives of the Beijing University.
What is this area we're seeing right now?
Well, this is the Summer Palace, and a beautiful place. That whole lake and all the land you're seeing right now is the Summer Palace. We had a chance to visit this site also, and each team member had an opportunity to experience much of the culture of China, because thanks to Hong, she interpreted much of the writings and the brochures and pamphlets that were available to us on these tours.
It looks as if this team is extremely happy.
Yes, we are. Although the Chinese cuisine was excellent, it was a pleasure to have a sampling of American food, and it was our first American food since we left the States. From that, right down the street, we went to the Forbidden City, and that's those pictures there. You see us in different parts of the Forbidden City, which is now open to tourism. An incredible, incredible city for just the emperor and the close officials of the emperor. Then it's back to the dome, what we looked at earlier, and the welcome in the beginning of our performance.
Our next footage is of segments of your Beijing performance. Please take a moment, Master Crandall, and explain what we're seeing.
On the right, we're watching Ann Prokosik do the empty hand kata salon. On the left, Nick Chuff is doing Chip Chang. We did quite a few empty hand katas, each team member, and then we moved into our self-defense segment. Here, Nick Chuff with Bill Hauk in the use of the manriki, the ball and chain, as a self-defense tool. Then we moved into three-point sparring. Here we have Barbara Hauk and Bill Hauk with three-point sparring with the bow. It shows not only its aggressive nature if used so, but also its defensive nature as a tool. Our audience here at the university is made up of staff and students, many students from around the world. But the key thing is that you're about to get a glimpse of some of those people. The audience is behind the camera, so the camera's turned around. We had roughly 2,000 spectators, but these are athletes. These are peers in athletic competition. Some of these people are the top athletes of China. They're Olympic teams, and we were welcomed by them with warm hospitality and incredible appreciation for what we did. It just made our hearts soar each time with their applause. Here we see Sharon Keep using the eskrima sticks going through a weapons kata. And from this, we're going to go into a musical kata. Jill Crandall did a musical modern kata with the naginata, a very traditional Japanese tool. A kata that is going to be performed, I'm sure, many, many times in the future for a lot of people because it was well accepted. It was primarily designed for our exhibition in China. And so was the, well, that's called a hakama, but her outfit for this musical kata is glittered with gold stripes and beads and embroidery. This is the naginata in action to music, taking the tradition, which she does do quite well, and turning it into a modern exhibition performance with the naginata. The audience loved this because this is something that you really don't see very often, and that is to see somebody who has the tradition of the martial arts with a tool, using that tradition and maintaining it in one sense, and in the other sense enjoying and expanding and having fun with the martial arts. All of the team members had that opportunity, as we discussed, practiced, worked out through this whole trip to expand our horizons in the areas that we considered ourselves most interested regarding the martial arts.
Coming up, Master Crandall, we're going to have a chance to see you do a meditation break on a bed of nails.
That's true. But before we get to that, we're going to have an opportunity to watch some of the hand breaks that took place. I'd like our audience that's watching this documentary to keep in mind that each one of these team members was responsible to learn each of these skills. In other words, all the breaking that's being done, or laying on nails, walking in glass, any of those facets of the martial arts we demonstrated in China were a requirement for each team member to be able to do. So it didn't matter who did them at what performance. Right here we have Bill Houck. He's going to do an axe kick, a back kick, and a double palm strike through two large stacks of wood. TV cameras are there in the front left of the picture. This here, Ann Pekosik, laying between two chairs and concrete smashed on her solar plexus with a sledgehammer. And then we move on to the one you just asked me about. I'm going to lay on a bed of nails. Then they're going to pick another individual up, and they're going to place that individual on my solar plexus. The form that Ann Pekosik demonstrated was excellent, as she didn't bend or lose her structure. Bill Houck will be the person that they're going to lay on top of me. And then, on top of him, they're going to place patio blocks, which we obtained thanks to the people at the Beijing University, and Wayne Handy is going to smash those patio blocks with a sledgehammer. This particular item here was a gift to me from the members of the team. It's covered with dragons. It's beautiful Chinese craftsmanship. The team gave me many gifts. I'm not sure they realize how many, through their dedication and loyalty. Just being with these 8 members was a pleasure. It was a joy coaching and training this American martial arts team. It was a joy in many respects. It has been a great experience. I'm pleased that the Chinese people received us so well and were so happy with what we brought to their country. And I hope very much to have an opportunity to go to China again and share with them more American martial arts.
The Martial Arts Today show aired on NBC for 12 years, reaching over 3 million homes in the United States and Canada. Its host, Grandmaster Clifford C. Crandall Jr., traveled to 22 countries covering diverse martial arts styles and events. Grandmaster Crandall is the founder of the American Martial Arts Institute and American Eagle Style. He has made numerous contributions to the field of martial arts, producing instructional videos, books, including the American Eagle Style textbook and the American Eagle Style self-defense DVD. These resources share the American Eagle Style with the world and help its instructors teach its students. In addition to traveling around the world as host of the Martial Arts Today show, Grandmaster Crandall has led several martial arts teams on international cultural exchange tours. In 1994, he coached and led the first American martial arts team to perform by government invitation for the People's Republic of China. The team carried letters from President Clinton, Vice President Gore, and numerous senators and congressmen. The presidential letter was read before each performance. A 30-minute documentary was produced to chronicle the trip and its historic significance. He led similar trips to Russia, Japan, Australia, Italy, and the Caribbean. Grandmaster Crandall has appeared in many martial arts magazines promoting safety and awareness for people of all ages and abilities. He has promoted child safety internationally as the Central New York spokesperson for McDonald's Corporation and set a Guinness Book World Record for breaking boards while skydiving as a publicity effort for the need for child safety education. Grandmaster Crandall is also the headmaster of Takenouchi Hanganru Matsuno Crandall, a 300-year-old Iaido style. Grandmaster Crandall's certified position and title were bestowed to him by his late instructor, Headmaster Tsuneyoshi Matsuno, during a traditional ceremony in Japan in June of 2002. Grandmaster Crandall has documented these styles in both textbook and DVD format. Prior to becoming a full-time professional martial artist, Grandmaster Crandall was a superintendent of schools, a high school principal, an elementary school principal, and a classroom teacher in the state of New York. To learn more about Grandmaster Crandall and the American Martial Arts Institute, visit www.amai-eaglestyle.com.